65 years of keeping you informed. Home of the live Storm Tracker Doppler and voted by you as the best newscast in the Arklamas. This is NBC 10 News Today.
Good morning. Thank you for waking up with us today. I'm Maya Hudgens.
And I'm Hunter Elise. New this morning, lawmakers in Louisiana have approved a bill that would allow patients in the state's medical marijuana program to access smokable forms of cannabis. The measure was approved in the Louisiana House of Representatives by a vote of 76 to 17 yesterday. It passed in the Senate with a 23 to 14 vote last month. Under the newly passed measure, registered patients in the state's medical marijuana program will be allowed to possess and use unprocessed smokable forms of cannabis. Currently, patients are not allowed to smoke medical marijuana.
The measure now heads to the governor's desk. The governor is expected to sign the legislation. That's according to multiple reports by other media outlets. Meanwhile, another bill that would decriminalize the possession of small amounts of marijuana is also heading to the governor's desk.
The bill passed its final hurdle Monday.
Under the bill, if someone is caught with 14 grams or less of marijuana, they will not have to face jail time. Instead, there will be a fine up to $100.
Representative Cedric Glover modeled the legislation after an ordinance already in place in Shreveport, Baton Rouge, and New Orleans. It has not been said if the governor will sign the bill, but he has stated before he is open to considering bills related to marijuana.
Another bill that passed in the House would allow for student athletes to enter into sponsorships to financially benefit from their name and image. The goal of the bill is to bring Louisiana into the mix of states creating their own rules regarding name, image, and likeness, while the NCAA works out regulations on the federal level. Students will be able to hire their own agents for sponsorships with some oversight from the university.
15 other states who have similar legislation and 23 that are currently pending. Multiple other states are moving to this, and if Louisiana is left behind, we'll be at a competitive disadvantage. I believe student athletes should be able to profit from their name, image, and likeness. We set up some parameters to where the school has oversight.
All student athletes and small universities will be able to benefit from this bill. It heads back to the Senate to approve amendments, then it will head to the governor's desk.
In this morning's crime beat, Magnolia police are searching for the suspect accused of vandalizing trucks owned by a small business.
That's right. The owner spoke to NBC 10's Gabrielle Pfeiffer about the extent of the damage done to their property.
Those racial slurs were written on one of these trucks owned by the Biddle & Sons company, but that's not all. The suspect went underneath the trailer and cut some of the airbags, costing the owners time and money.
Who would do this? Who would do this?
Biddle & Sons trucks are now back on the road after being stuck in park for a day.
My husband received a call stating that the trucks could not build up air pressure.
It's when they got closer to the trucks that they saw more than that was wrong. Not only had the airbags underneath the trailer been poked by holes with a drill, but
there were curse words, racist words, swastikas that were written on the trucks. I don't think it's a race issue. I really don't think that it was a Caucasian that did it. I think that was kind of like a red, kind of throw you off type of thing.
Biddle says they lost a day's worth of work and are now dealing with the cost of the repairs. She and her husband are hoping someone can help them find who did all of this.
People talk, people like to brag on things, and I'm hoping they're in the right situation one day where they say the wrong thing in front of the right person and that person does the right thing.
The owners are offering a $1,000 reward for any information that can lead to an arrest. All of those tips can be made to the Magnolia Police Department, and each call will remain anonymous. Reporting for your weather station, I'm Gabrielle Pfeiffer. Back to you.
7 people were arrested in West Monroe in a burglary investigation. The sheriff's office says an off-duty deputy alerted authorities to a 7-person robbery of 2 homes on Puckett Lake Road. The incident happened yesterday. The off-duty deputy allegedly witnessed the 7 suspects entering the 2 homes and carrying items to 3 separate cars. All 7 of them were later pulled over in a traffic stop. They were arrested and booked into OCC.
Still to come on NBC 10 News Today, Lexi will have a look at your full forecast.
Plus, we take a look back at the 2020 hurricane season and what this means for this year. But first, here's Lexi with a look at your fishing game forecast.
Well, today we will see another round of scattered showers and thunderstorms, mainly for South Arkansas and a few of our North Louisiana parishes, at least at this time.